just wrapped up our usual Wednesday practice. Again, a lot of good work, 2-minute drill, inside run, play action periods, and of course, a tremendous amount of work on Cal in the red zone. They do such a good job on third down. They do such a good job in coverage in the way they, I guess we'd say they change the picture on you. Okay, they have multiple coverage schemes. They do a good job. Zone pressures, man pressures, truly making it difficult for your guys up front and for the quarterback to figure all that stuff out. So, but real good day. I thought the leaders did a really good job just making sure that there was a lot of energy and a lot of competition out there today. Good practice.
Lamar said he's happy that you guys are done hitting each other because the team's been pretty angry about how the Saturday performance ended.
Lamar is a heck of a leader. He truly is. And you know, when we go to these good periods, he finds a way to. I mean, he brings out himself and he dials it up and brings out the best on both sides of the ball. So. But that's what we do. We go Tuesday, Wednesdays. You know, back in the day, we used to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, heck, sometimes even Friday. But now it's Tuesday, Wednesdays are your heavy days, and we got out of it what we needed to.
You expect to be without Austin, Palu?
Probably 50-50. Probably 50-50. We've been very conservative with him these last few days to see how far we could get him from a health standpoint. I think tomorrow we'll have a pretty good indication, and we should know by Friday, Saturday morning.
Baker and Carlberg doing enough to where if he can't go, you feel like you've got some guys you can plug in there?
I feel like we do. I feel like the versatility of a Jalen Jelk certainly helps out. I feel that Sione Veacava has really had a couple strong weeks, and he's been activated. You know, he's a guy that got a lot of work today with the ones and the twos up there. So, you know, I think everybody's going through this at this time of year, and we're figuring out our answers, and we feel good about them.
What about the status of Breland at tight end?
He practiced today. So we feel really good about him. And he got most of the work. We were a little bit conservative with him just to prevent any potential issue there. But he did the team run stuff. He did all the 7-on-7. He did it just about all. So we're pretty confident in him being able to play on Saturday.
TBJ too?
TBJ was 50-50 as well. He's a guy that he did take some reps today in the running game. And then when we got the heavy on the good stuff, where it's a little bit of a heavier load, we kept them out, precautionary. Obviously, running backs and tight ends very similar. They have to make a lot of cutting, but the running back obviously a little bit more. His was probably a little bit more serious. But I wouldn't say definite, but feel like it's trending the right way. Pretty good about him playing on Saturday.
That would leave you with all freshmen and true sophomore running backs and going there. Be a young group that you'd have to rotate through there if he's not able to go.
Young group that's done a pretty good job, you know, especially against our guys in practice, and has shown up pretty well in games as well. So we trust him. We make sure that they know that we trust him and have confidence in him and prepare him to go.
Does the bye week the week after impact your thinking and managing some of these injuries at all, knowing that you're going to have a week to where these guys can rest a little bit more?
Well, I think the bye week is kind of already, it's set in stone in terms of the way we practice or what we're going to do. In terms of who we practice, there's always that thought. If a guy really cannot help us win, and a week of rest will help them be prepared for the rest of the season, we certainly take that into account. So, but right now, besides the guys that we just mentioned, I don't know who else falls into that category. And certainly after the game, we'll assess the rest of it.
What did you learn about your team this week?
Tough, you know, resilient, hungry, you know, and not satisfied. Certainly, you know, we want to always play our best. And I think probably the best part is, I think we all acknowledge that cutting it close or getting close isn't good enough. It's not what we train for. And at the same time, I think they know that the training, that the regimen, the off-season program, it's validated in the betterment in our physicality, you know, in our play at the line of scrimmage and some of the things that we're able to do. But we still know we have more in us, and it's time to bring it out.
Has Cal's experience on their offensive line shown up on tape this
Absolutely.
week?
They do a heck of a job. They really do. They protect the quarterback well. And they do a lot of people think they get the ball out quick and it's RPO stuff. They can protect. We're very familiar with some of those guys. You know, we've recruited a bunch of those guys as well. And one of our former players is there, and Vinny Valentino is doing a great job for them. So they have they're big. Their Y off guy, their sniffer, is a 285-pound guy that he'll light you up now. And they use him as a slider. They use him as a lead blocker. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. So they've got a lot of things that you have to prepare for to defend them effectively.
How much did it help you to hit the ground running that Raywood left you some of these guys in your starting offensive line?
You know what? You're always pleased with the guys that you have. Those are really good football players. They've certainly grown a lot in the past year and a half, and you know, we're happy they're here.
Pac-12 North looks like it might be the stronger of the two conferences. It looks like a war to you. How do you feel about the schedule going forward?
I think that every single week is almost like an NFL playoff game. I mean, there's a lot of parity in the league, right? There's a lot of good football players, explosive players. Over the years, you've probably seen a lot of high-scoring offenses, and you still have that, but you have some defensive teams that have really done a really good job on that side of the ball. And so there's more balance. It's harder. It gets harder and harder, but it's the right kind of thing. It's a challenge that we want. It's what you prepare for, and I think it makes the Pac-12 that much more exciting.
You guys were
Cal would
piping in.
be one of those teams that's defense is really.
They've done a great job. They've done a great job. They find a way to get you in second and third and long, and that's when they're able to pin their ears back, bring these multiple looks. They're very exotic on third down. They do some things that challenge your protections, that break your rules. They have, similar to the past couple weeks, they have those short busters, in your drop back game where you got 6 guys protecting, sometimes even 7. They analyze them and they try to pick them apart with what they do with their stunts, games, and blitzes. So a lot of credit to them. It takes a lot of preparation. You got to fully just dive into your preparation and make sure you're airtight, because if you're not, they can get you.
4 of their 7 interceptions have come on third down passes. You feel like that's kind of a byproduct of them being exotic on defense?
Without a doubt. You know what, they change the look. They change the look, so thus confusing a quarterback. And, the extra pat, or all of a sudden where he was going to go with the ball pre-snap, that's changed, and he's got to go to his post-snap read, and that's difficult for quarterbacks. I'm sure the NFL guys, it's like nothing for them, but in colleges, quarterbacks are still developing. It's that extra second that now causes a pressure, a hurry, a poor decision, and all of a sudden the ball's going the other way. Their defense has really done a great job setting up their offense for success.
Did you change anything? You're piping in noise today. You have to change anything with your cadence or anything of that?
Absolutely. We have 4 different cadences. We're going to use them all.
Lamar called you unique as a coach, the way that you care about your players' development, care about them as people. How do you try to show them that outside of practice and outside of game settings?
On practice, I'm as hard on them as I could possibly be. And that's no different from my own son, because, everyone thinks that this whole college career is a long time. It's 3 to 5 years, and that's a short window. It is. And as we all know, it's the world and the economy and the job market are unforgiving and are brutal, right? And certainly the world constantly moves on. So we're really on our guys about doing the right things all the time, and about attention to detail as to not only doing them the right way, understanding why we do them a certain way and how we're supposed to do them. So, but then off the field, it's a whole different animal, because we get it as a staff. We get it. For the most part, most of our staff, I think the entire staff, has either played Power 5 or Division I or football, and some guys even played a little bit professionally. So we've been in those chairs, we've been in those situations, we've seen it. It's things have happened to us that maybe, and so we try to close that gap by being able to share those things. And a lot of it is built during the off season. So when the season comes around and you get hit by adversity, you know what, there's a bond there. There's a line of communication there that can never be compromised, can never be broken, no matter what.
Let's go back to the cadence for a moment. When snaps were a little bit of an issue last week.
Yes.
Any concern, or how much of a concern is it with the silent count or something on the road, that first road game?
Yeah, you know what, we've worked it. We work in the summer, we're working in camp. We certainly worked the past couple days with noise, and it was an uncharacteristic, situation for us. So what do? You assess it. You watch every bit of film, the wide copy, the tight copy. You shrink it down, see where the ball got away from us, and you coach it, because that's a center that we trust 100%. He's got 3 seasons worth of starts under his belt, plus a redshirt season. He's been in big ball games. He's been really good about it, and he's got a ton of pride, and we believe in him. So we're moving forward and making sure we do everything possible to help him technically be perfect.
Drawing on those playing days, is there a better feeling than getting a road victory in college football?
Playing on the road, we just talked about it is different. You've really got to make sure that the understanding of the whole thing, and I know it sounds cliche, but it is a business trip, but you have to create business processes. So many times people talk about talking it into existence. Well, you know what? You got to create it into existence with the way that you practice and the way that you prepare, and that's been the focus. We're fully process oriented and focused, and that really in our belief, that's the secret sauce to having success on the road. At home too, but that's the secret sauce. And we have to do it because that's one thing in the off season we focus on due to the fact that last year we didn't do very well on the road, you know. So it's been a big point of emphasis, and again, it's Wednesday. We got to make sure we finish Wednesday the right day with class meetings tonight and get ready for Thursday.